Ladies and gentlemen, Season 5 of Modern Warfare has been out for almost a week now. It'll be a week on Wednesday, and every single season they add an addition to the Modern Warfare story. So, if you guys didn't already know, the way that the story works for Modern Warfare is the story started out in the campaign, and then it was continued within Spec Ops, and then once Spec Ops kind of died out, Warzone came out, and that is how the story of Modern Warfare has continued throughout Spec Ops. And every single season there's a cutscene and more intel added in to kind of fill in the blanks as to what is happening within Warzone and within Modern Warfare. So every single season, I break down these cutscenes and talk about everything that is going on and explain how the story progressed in that season. With Season 5, we get a cutscene, we get new intel, and we get new characters that all expand on the existing story of Modern Warfare. And with Season 5, we have a new faction of soldiers known as Shadow Company, a company of soldiers that was added way back in Modern Warfare 2, and we haven't really seen them since then. That is until Season 5. On top of this, we got a new intel that's adding a new mystery character that we've talked about in the past, but we're going to dive a little bit more into in today's video. Now, I think the best way to look at the story of Season 5 is in 3 different parts, starting off with the trailer.
Visual on the stadium. Time to target 30 seconds. Copy. All shadows this net. Listen up. In the last 24.
Allegiance intercepted comms traffic coming from the stadium. Source of that chatter may be Victor Zakhaev himself. We roll this bastard up, there'll be bonuses all around. Stand by.
Lurch to Rose. You ready to start this fire?
Always. You know that.
That's what I like to hear. How about some fireworks?
Wait till you hear this. Fuse is lit. Let's let ourselves in.
Copy. Spark it.
Good effect on target, Shadows. Doors open, bring in the birds.
Check. HLZ is marked. Touching down. Shadows, unass and move to set.
You see hostile intent? You are clear to engage.
So to be quite honest, in the cutscene, there isn't too many big revelations, but the one thing I do want you to pay attention to is what Lurch says right at the beginning.
Copy. All shadows this net. Listen up. In the last 24.
Allegiance intercepted comms traffic coming from the stadium. Source of that chatter may be Victor Zakhaev himself.
So first of all, notice how Lurch says in the last 24 hours, Allegiance intercepted comms. Now, here's the weird part about this. Shadow Company is technically a part of the Allegiance. If you go to the operators to select Shadow Company, you have to go into Allegiance. And you'd think if they were really a part of Allegiance, they wouldn't say Allegiance intercepted comms. They would say we intercepted comms. So yes, Shadow Company is a part of Allegiance, but it doesn't seem like they're actually working one-to-one like the other factions are within the game. And this lines up with what he says next.
We roll this bastard up, there'll be bonuses all around. Stand by.
So essentially the first part of this cutscene is we need to go and storm the stadium because Allegiance has received chatter from inside that the Zakhaevs might be in there. And then he says if we catch them, we'll get a lot of money, we'll get bonuses. And this once again reinforces the idea that Shadow Company doesn't really have morals. Basically, if the price is right, they'll do the dirty work, is kind of Shadow Company's morale. Now in the rest of this cutscene, we don't get too much more insight into the characters. We find out that Rose and Lurch probably have worked together in the past because Rose says, you know me. So clearly they have been working together for a while here. Now, other than that, there's not too much to take away other than one of the greatest sayings of all time came out of this. When Lurch is landing the helicopter, you can hear him say, let's unass and move out. And anytime I get up out of a chair, I'm going to call it unassing from now on. So this brings us to the next part of the story of Season 5, and that's taking a deeper look at Shadow Company and their operatives. So I have a full video discussing Shadow Company and their backstory within Modern Warfare 2, but the basic gist of it is once Makarov plans World War III and basically uses General Shepard to execute his plans, the American government ends up giving General Shepard an assload of money, and in doing so, General Shepard decides to make his own privatized military corporation named Shadow Company, and he uses Shadow Company to take down Task Force 141, including Ghost, Roach, and tries to take down Captain Price and Soap as well. Now, the story in Modern Warfare actually is relatively similar. In Verdansk, Coalition and Allegiance weren't able to handle the job of taking down Mr. Z and stabilizing the area, so Shadow Company is brought in privately and paid for by a mystery donor. We don't know if the person running the show here is General Shepard or not. My guess is it is, but we don't actually have any proof to prove that. Now, there is one piece of evidence that does support the idea that General Shepard is running the show. If we have a look at the stories of all of the different characters who are currently in Shadow Company, first off, we have Rose, who was a United States citizen. She's actually an ex-Ranger that joined Shadow Company after serving with the US military. And by the way, that description changed at the beginning of Season 5. The second character that we have is Lurch, and reading his bio, again, United States citizen. Now, he was a part of the Marine Special Forces, and with him, he had an honorable discharge. It says that he thrives in the private sector and operates under his own terms. And then finally, we have the mystery character known as Velikan. But we do know that Velikan is a United States citizen, speaks English, so as you can see, everyone in this division is from the United States, which supports the idea that someone from the US is running it, aka General Shepard. Now, there are two other characters that may actually be a part of Shadow Company. The first of which is Mace. Mace has been wearing a Shadow Company logo since he was added into the game, well before Shadow Company was announced or anyone knew they were coming. Now, Mace actually checks all of the boxes that the other operators do as well. First of all, Mace is a part of the Allegiance. On top of that, if we go and look at his bio, he used to be a United States citizen before joining the Jackals, and once again, he was working with the Rangers before he turned into a gun for hire. Now, the second character doesn't quite line up as well. You see, at rank 34 of the Battle Pass, there's a calling card called Company You Keep, obviously referring to the Shadow Company. Now, in this calling card, you can see Lurch off to the middle right. I believe that's Velikan to his left, Rose further to the left, but then on the right, we also have Mara. Now, Mara is not a part of the Allegiance. She is Coalition. She is not wearing any Shadow Company logos, and if we go and look at her bio, she was not originally an American citizen. However, at the age of 15, she was working as a CIA asset and working under the US to stop Al-Qatala afterwards. So, it is possible that maybe General Shepard recruited her to be a part of Shadow Company. But she's a little bit more of a stretch. So that's essentially everything we know about Modern Warfare 2019 and Shadow Company. Now, the final part of Season 5 that we have to put together is the missing operator. So I talked in depth about this in a previous video. We're not going to go that in depth with it. If you want to check it out, I'll link it down in the description. So this missing operator refers to the new intel in Warzone in Season 5 called the Lost Team, in which you have to find the missing operator. And it all starts in the Torsky housing area where they talk about Arm 2, but eventually by the end, you find out that in a helicopter crash, one sole survivor lived. And with this operator, you're not exactly sure who it is, but there's some radio towers blocking your interference, so you go find the radio towers, fix them up, and by the very end you find out that this character named Arm 3-1 has been located inside the prison gulag, and specifically inside the prison showers is what it seems like. Now, at this point we don't know who this is, but based off of recent leaks, it appears as though throughout Season 5 we're going to be finding more and more about this operator. Now, we don't know whether this operator is going to come in during Season 5, Season 6, if it's going to be related to Call of Duty 2020, and that's what I speak about in that video. But this appears to be what the story is going to be moving forward throughout the rest of Season 5, and this is what's going to progress further. And whether it relates to Shadow Company or not, at this point, we don't know, but this is what we're going to be finding out moving forward. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the full story of Season 5. It mainly focuses on the new faction of Shadow Company and how their story is moving forward, and then it just ties in with the intel at the very end with that secret Arm 3-1, aka the missing operator. So I'm curious to see where this goes. It's interesting that they're adding another faction so close to when another game is going to be coming out, or rumored to be coming out, as we haven't had a reveal yet. But of course, as the story progresses, I will keep bringing you guys videos. So as always, if you enjoy these, be sure to hit that like button. If you like to stay up to date on all of this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn notifications on. And as always, let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I want